Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to what is, I think, the numbers. Too many projects all going on at once. I can't even keep them numbered correctly, much less in any kind of respectable order. I think this is the first official installment. This is episode 1 of volume 33. This goes back to the Trucks of Fortune purchase from Vanquish, in which we got the one that we didn't want, the Falcon RTR that came with a pair of axle housings and a motor plate. End of list. Other people were getting veritable cornucopias of parts. That was, I feel like, November. So we're 7 months on, and due to choices made ahead of time and choices made along the way, documentation spotty at best, and no ghost ride, because this is a CJ-7. We now, I wish at some point we'll have to line them up in a row, because there's the 10.3 CJ-7, which you have to wrangle to get to perform. There's the G-Made Spider, which is like a CJ-ish, but more towards the performance end of the spectrum. And then you have what I hope, completely untested, but what I hope is even a further evolution of that. It is a CJ-7, but it has got... It's got the things. It's got all the things. This is an Axial CJ-7 body atop a Zoku Phoenix. And not just a Zoku Phoenix. Are you ready for this part? Long travel much? Zoku Phoenix on 96 millimeter Dravtex. She be flexing that 6-inch of flex range, and inspirations from the Spider, because it took so long to get from removing a Falcon Phoenix from the box to where we are right now. We've taken inspirations, we've gotten ideas, we have adapted, we've ebbed and flowed. Look at the... Are y'all picking that up? Oh, I hope the lens is getting that. It's reflecting off the lens. We got the upside down Cobra. Oh, okay. I was just going to do them silver, but the holographic was the only material I had left over. I ran out of silver on the last round with the wheels, the wheel and Wednesday wheels. Are these the permanent tires? Don't know. There are lampreys in the mix. Lampreys on this, I think, would look disgusting. So, inspirations from the Spider, Who Crawler fuel cell just bolted in where the passenger seat should be. We had to cut part of the tunnel. You can see the actual gearbox, top of the gearbox penetrating through. Look at how close, like, is the fitment perfect with just off-the-shelf bits? Well, no. We got a little gap there. We got a big flat of nothing here. But, I mean, look how it sits. She sits real nice. Big droop. This body, the paint is imperfect at best. This is, I've been calling it Iron Lake, but it could well be Iron Lack. I don't know. Lack. Iron Lake. This color is called Fluoro Pink, and I think that is accurate. We got a little color differentiation because underneath that, pixie dust. You know you got to have the pixie dust underneath. I don't know how well it actually picks up unless you're out in the sun. Yeah, there it is. In the sun, when I was throwing the paint on, sparkles! It is fantastically sparkles. Base coat of PS55, flat clear, then the pixie dust, and then this. Forgot to paint the windshield, painted it, did it too quickly, did it too haphazardly. We've got some punch through crackle right there. You know what? It's absolutely fine. It is violently, aggressively pink. Aggressively pink to the point where it makes the oil slick wheels just fade into the background. So we might put those wheels on somebody where they'll pop more and go with something else on here. Again, that stuff's not fully decided. I got the body put together, which without instructions is nightmarish. Luckily, the only way I got this thing put together was I had a CJ-7 here that was already built. Because the order that you have to put in it's Legos with no instructions. The dash, basically the inner dash, is one of the first parts that has to go in. And then you have to put these braces on, but they won't stay in place unless the back is bolted together. I went with scale wheel hardware for the sides. I am going to put lenses in these. Also, I purchased all of these parts in 2023, shortly after the 10.3 had come out. I want to say 2023. I had purchased all the parts for the body. Of course, Axial's not going to give you the lenses for the lights. So I'm going to fabricate lenses. I want to put happy faces. I would love the Watchman happy face with a bullet in the head for the headlights for this. I think it's perfect. And a part of me is screaming. I mean, anybody that's got a Jeep, particularly one that's obnoxious pink, there has to be something on the side right here. And not to be offensive, it's more G.I. Joe related, but it needs to say that bitch right there because it's Zorana. She's got interchangeable hair. We're going to have to glue her hair in. She is not affixed to the seat at all. She is being held in place by virtue of the grippiness. This is a G-made Spider seat, which positioned her perfectly. Yes, the CJ-7 basically needs that size. Needs a 7-inch, but this was named Zorana basically before the build even started, so it was going to get a Zorana in it. Underneath, yes. Actually mounting the body, getting the body mounted was easier than putting the body together. Oh, of course, Axial also supplies no hardware when you buy all the pieces to build the body. So there's that. So I was just guessing on fastener lengths most of the way. I got the, we cut up the bumper in the live stream. I got it cut the rest of the way. How Darth Vader is that front end? Like how Vadered out is that front end? I also dispatched the RS700 V2 that is up front, dispatched a double clamping servo horn, the big boy, dispatched it almost instantly because I had it test fit and I hit the wheel. I just hit the steering wheel and it went grip and just smoothed it on the inside. So that's on me. And because we're running that super long horn to accommodate the behind the axle steering, I think it's about 35% endpoint each direction. It's going to be too much torque and too much speed anyway, regardless. The body mount actually came together pretty easily. Some of the wiring could stand to be cleaned up a little, but as one would expect, you have to stay really flat. I had to move this backwards as much as possible, which required a longer link, because it was right where this is. You can see where the servo's still hitting a little bit. But everything else, the rear bumper is a chunk of Delrin with two body posts stuck through it, and then upside down, and then cut off because they have to be really long to pass through these things, which are like 6-7 millimeters thick. And then in the front, it is the stock mount that's on the grill. I just had to cut it in right there, which there should be a screw right there. Remove the screw. Shot a screw through the marker light because I'm not going to put marker light. If anything, I would put in headlights, but not marker lights. Shot a screw through there to hold it back together. Dremeled it out fairly liberally. And then in the front, it came to me literally in the shower as a shower thought. A little bit of angle. 2 pieces of Delrin, 2 holes in it, and then that's what the bumper screws to. That came together as nicely as I could have expected. We're running a little 850 because as you can see, That's how much space you have. When I got this thing, yes, we omitted the doors, we omitted the axial seats because, you know, it's worth spending the extra time. It is worth it for this. The leftover bits are in here. This is a 10.3 CJ-7 seat. That's a seat. There's ordinarily 2 of them. We replaced one with a Who Crawler fuel cell, which looks absolutely brilliant. Like, no offense to the G-Made Spider, but it looks better. I was going to cut the door hinges and door mounts off, but I wasn't really ready to make that level of a commitment yet. Perhaps at some point, because there's the doors. We'll go in grams for, you know, the primary amount of the world. Now, the 2 doors are 40 grams. It's not a problem. You could throw the doors on and not really be impacted by weight. But the doors also obscure all the good stuff. Like, you wouldn't be able to see the fuel cell at all with the doors on. So we're going to leave the doors off. This is a seat. It's 55 grams. 110 grams for 2 seats. Are you kidding me? In many instances, I avoid running a spare tire because an empty tire with no insert weighs 85 grams. 2 of these seats weigh well more than a tire. I don't know what they were thinking. It's basically, look at them. They're solid. They're just solid. They feel genuinely heavy. The G-Made Spider seat is a quarter of the weight. It weighs less than the little center console. And, I mean, we had to have the center console. It's got all this stuff on it. Yeah, the body is obnoxious to put together. I yearned for the couple days I spent working on the Spider because that was just so much easier to put together. Oh, while we're at it and while we're here, I've not done any of this. We can do the mental math on this. The body is $593. So that's over a pound. I need to convert it to pounds. 1.3 pounds. Hey, that's like dead between the Spider and a regular CJ-7. So we took almost a quarter of a pound off of the CJ-7. I'm okay with that. Would I prefer it be even lighter? Sure. We're making sacrifices for vanity here because this is taking me back. It's not taking me back to the level to which the FMS 1941 Willys does, but oh my God, I am 12 again, and this is the coolest G.I. Joe vehicle ever made. I would have lost my absolute 12-year-old mind. $28.60. So if you put it all together, $34.53 in the Freedom units. 7.6 pounds. That's it? 7.6? This weighs the same as a regular CJ. Actually, it's lighter than a regular CJ. That is genuinely surprising. I was thinking 8+, because a Phoenix body is a little bit of a porker, but in at about a pound. And alloy axles, titanium links, Flash Hobby 1227s for dig and overdrive. Of course, the RS700 V2 for steering duties up front. We've got a Rhino V80 with an S20, I don't even remember, 1800? S20 1800 for the power plant. I think the wheels are Who Crawlers. I don't think I'm running weighted rings in any of them. We've got the big brass weights in the front, all alloy Vanquish on the axles. This thing is all in. This thing is all in. So there's nothing to do but the things. Can it do the things? It's gonna get scratched, you know. We're definitely gonna take the thumbnail before we do any wheeling, because more often than not, these are unscratched. now, as soon as they leave the bench. Also, we're going to have a fun time right here. I have not yet attempted to put the back body pins in. Fronts are no problem. They go right in. Let's see. How bad is this? Oh. Easy. Approach and departure should be a little good. So, I mean, we get the anti-tumble bug front bumper, then in the rear. Yeah, she should be good. Side hill is always and forever a question, particularly when it's a long... Is it a Phoenix? It's a long travel Phoenix. It's a Phoenix with all the bits you could throw at it and an all-encompassing sacrifice for vanity in which we went full Axial CJ-7 body. This is what I regard as like a step away. A hard body is obviously going to be a whole different thing, but in terms of the amount of scaled detail that we have on rigs here, things are definitely outfitted more with an eye on performance. And this one we were like, let's do it. It needs a different... I feel like the wheel needs to be different. I was thinking more of a magenta, like more purple in this, like more that color is the color I was anticipating. And then I was at the craft store and I saw that iron lac floral pink and was like, it's the floral pink. It's got to be the floral pink. So here we are. We'll deal with the wheels as we get to them. Anyway, let's see. What do we got? It's a Rhino V80 and an S20, 1800 kV. Can we go slower? That's cruise control at +9. I don't know why channel 1 is +3 and I don't know how all my trims got knocked off. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, we've got dig. We are in small overdrive. I've got overdrive here, small. Let's see if we can go to two-wheel drive. Yeah. So you can do some burnouts. Big overdrive. Small overdrive. Everything. I feel like all the... And I labored over the endpoints a little bit. I feel like the endpoints are set pretty well. And we're going to find out. We're going to do slick rock. We're going to do all the things. We're going to go around and do the usual things. And we're going to try not to tumble it a little bit too much. It's just too pretty. I also want to get stickers on the fenders before we mar it up. And should probably at least put Jeep on the back, right? Or something. Put something on the back. I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, I'll meet you outside. So it is mid-May here in the desert. And we here in the desert, we enjoy the predictability of living in the desert. What that means is you can just leave stuff out. You just leave stuff out. It's not going to rain for another couple months. It is the middle of May, and it is lightly drizzling this morning, which is not a thing that happens. Particularly, it was 86 degrees yesterday. It is currently in the mid-50s. So... oh, articulation. Articulation. She's flexing all day, every day. I don't know. Out here in the sun, air quotes. I'm kind of coming back around on the wheels again. Oh man. Look at the turning circle. I mean, yeah, F10s, F10 portals, BTA. Oh my God, she's gonna pull like a train. Look at the steer angle. Oh. Sometimes long travel is nice, you know? My God, it's 7.6 pounds. That, what was it, 3,500 grams and change? Okay, we're right in the middle of Slick Rock. Yeah, she turns real tight. And I think we got the steering mostly centered. And how glad am I? Oh, we ain't gonna need dig there. How glad am I that we were out of silver? The Cobra Hollow is gold, baby, gold. And then blue, silver. Oh. I love a cricket, man. A cricket machine is just an excuse to make stuff. The clearances. Long travel portals. These are 3D printed inserts inside some tusks that are indeed feathered in a bit. So I think even with a 1.6 pound body, I think her sprung to unsprung is probably pretty good. Pretty good. I feel like her CG is going to be lower than one would anticipate. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And if I let off, yeah, we have just, we're maxed out on, we're drag braked out. Oh. Oh, I did not get the programmer out. I did not get the PC, the little shop laptop out to do the program. But they've been getting a lot better with the V80s coming like pre-programmed. Stall protection is off, stuck rotor protection is off. If it's not, then this thing is doing the absolute work. We're gonna get any amount of, we might have to stick to tusks. Because as I've said, there's not really that much of a point in putting a tire that is above and beyond all the other tires if the layout and the setup of the vehicle are doing the thing. It's gonna get a few percent better on Lampreys. I'm thinking it's tusks. Zoku Phoenix loves a tusk. Man. All day. We might be out here till this battery goes dead. I don't know. We're definitely going to see what happens. I can't tell if the cameras are making her more or less fluorescent. I feel like more. She is aggressively pink. And the low. This had to have been preset for an 1800. I can't remember if we bought the combo, the AliExpress combo. Need to get just a little bit more left hand. Oh, there is a responsiveness. Yeah, we incidentaled here. The rims were purchased long ago. Most of the things were purchased long ago. I think the most recent purchase was the paint. I got the paint a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and then just, you know, had to find the time to do it. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. Would I change anything? I don't know. Oh, man. We've got VFDs. We've got VFD twins. We've got VFD twins on this exact motor. there's nothing explicitly different in this setup aside from some of the little, I don't know, I guess bits that shouldn't be impacting performance. But there's something. There is an X factor at play here that it's not just how planet it is. It's the predictability. Man, we're treading over known ground. Zoku, check. F10 portals, check. VFD twin, check. CJ-7, check. But I guess never in this configuration. She's kind of scary good. I feel none of the tells of a 1.2 pound body. She looks big. I've always said the CJ-7 is a little closer to actually what would be 8th scale. But she doesn't drive big. She drives tight. The tire and insert are cooperating. Right there, I should have rolled at this point. She just wants to put the front end back down whenever it starts to lift at all. Oh, good gracious. I have said in the past that oftentimes what happens is when we're rock crawling, the advantages of a 6x come through because more often than not, we have 3 tires, if we're lucky, that are even in contact with the ground, not explicitly doing work. Usually 1 or 2 tires is doing the work. You've got to get her so twisted up to get a tire off the ground. The Zoku is responding to long travel here. Again, I don't know. What is it? What is it? Is it all X factor? What is the thing that's making us do the thing more? And again, all known quantities. Tusks, Zoku, Dravtex, Rhino. I'm just watching the rear tires. I want to see if I can just get over this. Can I find a cut and get... Oh, man. It's really something else. And I am... my younger kid walked in yesterday as I was finishing up the body, and I was cutting out the decal, and I was getting the decals weeded out and put it on, and they just look at me and they go, "Well, that's it. You've gone full nerd." And you know what? I wasn't insulted at all. I'll take that. Do I want to roll this? No, not really. Do I feel like I'm being precious with it at all? I don't have to. I don't have to be. The plantedness is all there. Look at that. That's full extension on the top side. We are not containing the body roll. That is fully rolled over. How light are we gonna get? Ooh. Still. Just try to slide. Okay. We could maybe afford to go up a rate on the springs. Just one rate. Cause that is rolled, man. Most of the, well, all of the high weight is definitely in the body. We are pretty light on passenger rear. I'm not sure it's actually even contacting. Whatever the rates are, I have no recollection. We need to control that body a little more. But then again, yeah, maybe just no, I think it's a rate higher all the way around. This is me speculating. I do not want to roll it because I know that it's going to go right across that edge of the hood, right where it needs it. It needs a sticker right there, and I'll probably just cut them. I'll just cut them on the Cricut. Watch Dig pull that front end down. Even there have been 3 or 4 instances where I'm like, yeah, that's it. We're getting the first tumble, and it doesn't go. She just stays. I'm gonna have to do some trimming here. Trees are starting to get pretty close. I wanted to see how slow can we get? Are we between the wheelbase? It's not a full shuttle. That's a full shuttle. Really gliding the front end. Again, should have gone over. Modest amount of throttle and it's through easily. Then across the top we've got an irresponsible amount of ground clearance and stability. She just walks. She just walks. And who doesn't love a sparkly pink Jeep? We'll hop there. Just reposition it a little bit. We're transferring weight to the front. The descending never feels loose at all. Whew, man. Like, I don't know. It's hyperbole all the way down on this one. It really is for me. Just occurred to me, and I don't know why it took till now, I can cut all of her lenses out on the laser. I was trying to think, how am I going to cut out those tiny little lenses to fit in there? Then I'm just going to dig through the bin and put stickers over them, so it doesn't matter what color they are. I was like, I could turn something on the lathe, or I could have the laser do it. Long travel, long travel. Sitting in a cloud of gnats, they can't bring me down. So, Who Crawler, absolutely coming through. That is well, at least Who Crawler is who's distributing that titanium bumper. The titanium bumper, I'm with it. I'm all in. 40 bucks. It weighs 2 ounces, and the Vader face. It's a perfect fit. If you happen to be putting a chopped CJ-7 on your Zoku, look no further than that bumper. And she's so stable. Oh my God. The driver, unstable. The vehicle, hyper stable. Man of fire. This one came together. This one absolutely came together. Through motion sets it right back down. I don't want to say that there are instances where if you just hurl money at it, you can do some things. Get over. It wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. We had to get one out of the way. I was trying to see if big overdrive would pull us over. Oh, I just needed an enter on big overdrive. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Zorana, everybody. We have no, and we are going to have to remedy this. I guess Kronk halfway. Ooh. We have no G.I. Joe themed vehicles, and we're filling up with Cobra themed vehicles. We're gonna have to remedy this. So before this turns into an all-day thing, should I dig that? No, I don't think so. Like stability. Well, it's gonna force over. Should have washed out. Should have washed out. There it is. She is a goer, man. Absolutely. Approach, her breech on might be as good as anybody. And again, 1.2 pound body. You take the body off, it's not a Cobra, it's a snake. You take the body off, this is a snake. If you were to do head to head of things of some, all this makes me want to do is put her on the shelf and be like, well, you've gone out and you've made other people look bad. We got to get those seats out of the CJ-7 that's on CJ Joe. We got to get some weight off of that body. Hands down, period, end of line. Because there's too much of a differential here. There's too much of a differential. Yeah, flat plate, it's a Zoku, it's a Phoenix compared to a 10.3. But let's try to make that 10.3 more gooder. Look at her hold that. Pull it. Straighten it. There's no way, right? Nope. Right on that corner of the hood, I knew it! But no, the hood is unscathed. I'm gonna cut some vinyl. Maybe I'll cut something for the back too. Maybe just cut it says Jeep, put Jeep on the back. Something. Cobra. Jeep font, but Cobra on the back. Zorana on the back. Zorana on the hood. Options. Options. I'm gonna do it again. We don't give up. We get back on the horse. Oh. It is tremendously rewarding to drive this. Oh, and see, the longer I go, the more confident I get. Let's get the body finished. We'll get the headlights in. We'll get the rest of the decals on it. Then we can scratch it up, shall we? Agreed? I think we'll agree. And if we're going to agree, we're going to close it on the day. I'm going to thank you so very much for watching, for joining us here in the canyon for Zorana's inaugural go around a little bit of the canyon. You notice I didn't go towards Mount Tumbledome because we wanted to roll it minimally. It looks like she's sitting okay right there. I will see you next time. I hope that in between now and then you do your very best to have a good one, everybody. Hit me in the comments below. Do all the usual YouTube things, but above all those things, in between now and when we meet again, please one and all do your very best to have a good one, everybody. We'll see you again next time here from the canyon. Man, she's good, right? I'm not wrong. Like, she's good.